Hey legend, massive welcome to this course with Saga. I'm super excited because this social media based course is going to take you through the fundamentals of setting up social media, also to be able to generate leads, have conversations, know what content to create, and then look to convert and make money. So on social media, it's kind of really simple. You need to grow, you need to nurture, and you need to convert. And we're going to be talking through that through this process. So in the first part that you're going to be watching right now, there's going to be a number of videos, but this whole process is all about setting up your foundation, establishing your niche and brand, and then actually setting up your profiles, your social media accounts, so that you are ready for success. Because if the universe believes that you deserve it, the universe will serve it. And it's only going to happen when you set things up correctly. Okay? Now, here's what I would highly recommend. Every time you go through a video, complete the assignment that's mentioned. Every single time you go through a section, make sure you actually do the work. All right? And again, if you have an active Saga subscription, then you'll be able to access this material included in your monthly or annual subscription, which is super exciting. And be aware, be warned that there might be some new courses coming out real soon as well. So don't compete against other people. Complete what you said you were going to do. If you're watching this and you've made a decision to start this course, make sure you make the decision to complete this course, because successful people finish what they start. There's more money in finishing than there is in starting. So without any more waffle or any further ado, I want to welcome you to part one here of Saga, System with Social Media. All right. Hey, legends. Fraser Brooks here, coming to you today from Dubai. Hope you are doing absolutely amazing. If you can hear me loud and clear, do me a massive favor and drop a 5 in the chat for virtual high five, virtual fist bump. I would appreciate it. I see you guys. Catherine, Iwona, Richard, Liz Mary, Cortina, Destiny, Cindy, Steve, Diva, Johnny, Anthony, Isabella, Mel, Yvette, Ali. I love it. There's lots of people on here today. So, hey, first and foremost, welcome to day one of Social Selling Secrets. Super excited that you guys are here. Before I kind of get into the content, I just want you to know a few things. The first thing is, this event in November is usually our Success Summit online event. And last year we decided that it was going to be our last one ever. We had 8,500 people register for it. It was wild. And I just made a decision that I wanted to give you guys what I believe you need to focus on and go deep on in order to win. And a lot of these events now you go to, and hey, I still love them, is that you hear from 20 different people and then you leave with a notepad full of notes, but you actually don't know what to do. And yes, whenever we do those events, we get way more people. But in my opinion, it's time for you to learn the absolute fundamentals. So we're going to be going deep on social media. Today we're going to talk about the foundation and setting some stuff up. And then tomorrow we'll go into content creation. And then on day 3 we will go deep into the process, into the messenger, so that you know everything you need to do to win on social media. All right? Because otherwise you're just going to keep going round and round in circles, learning up from all these different people, and there's going to be conflict, and there's going to be overwhelm, and there's going to be frustration, and it's time to kind of, let's say, put a stop to all of that. All right? So it's my commitment to do my best to help you guys. The second thing is, we've recently, over the last 9 months or so, been asked by so many team leaders and company owners and corporate team for a social media course that they could share out with their companies. And I've never really had one. So this is how this will work. I will engage with you guys, and then at a moment I will kind of step back, I will clap, and I will come in, and when I step in, I will start what appears to be session 1. Okay, then my team, they will trim the beginning and the end, and then that will make the course that you will, maybe your company will use it, maybe they won't, but it's the course that we will then share around with the different people in the network marketing space who have been requesting it, and they want their team to invest in a social media course. So that's kind of that. The third thing is that some of you guys have access to all of this fun stuff. I've actually printed it off. I say I printed it off. Svetlana's actually printed that off so I could show you what it's like, because a lot of the times when we do like digital workbooks and stuff, it's a bit like it's just a load of digital pieces of paper. But like when you actually print it, it's full on. So the first one I've got is the official workbook. All right. So this is the official workbook. There's lots of different stuff. I'm actually going to be going through a lot of this throughout today's training. You can see there's lots of different notes here, and it's very difficult for me to show it, but I'm going to try to do it this way. Right, we go through all this. There's different questions to ask to help find your brand. There's different content calendars. There's a lot of different pages in this. The second one is then the scripts pack. So for those of you who like scripts, there's lots of different scripts on starting conversations and reach out and engaging, and basically lots of different stuff. There's loads of different pages in there. Then there's a content calendar here, and then there's also an an activity tracker here, and there's also a weekly accountability. That's a monthly activity tracker. This is a weekly activity tracker. So for those of you who got access to that, then it's already been emailed out to you. And if you are a VIP, then we will. If you're a VIP, it's also emailed out to you and then available on FraserPlus.com. You just got to give us a little bit of time adding the different days of content in. The last thing that I need to mention to you guys is that we have two types of tickets. We've got a general ticket, and then we have the VIP ticket. The general days will last about 90 minutes. And then we'll probably have a 15-minute break, and then we'll do the 1 hour VIP only session where we're going to go more into like reviewing your profiles, deep dive into niche, answer any questions you might have, and then obviously the VIPs get access to all the recordings of these things for forever and ever 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 and ever. All right, so I'm excited about that. Okay, so let me do my clap trick. Ooh, there we are. All right, guys, welcome to day one of Social Selling Secrets. I am so freaking excited. Whether you're watching on the live right now or you are watching the recorded version of this, I'm just so excited. I'm so grateful that you've taken the time out of your day to learn this information. So before we kind of get into it, I just want you to know a little bit about my story when it comes to social media. So my network marketing career started in 1987. Some of you guys know this, but I wasn't born until 1988. All right, and the reason why I tell you that is because I was in the room at my mum and dad's first ever network marketing event, and that was in a place called Blackpool in the northwest of the UK. So my mum goes to this event. My dad's next to her. I'm in my mum's, let's say here, right? I'm here, and my dad saw people walk across the stage who he said struggled to walk and chew gum at the same time, and he said if they can do it, so can I. And he decided to get involved in network marketing. I saw the fortune, the fame, the freedom, the fun, the family, everything that you can create from network marketing. I became the perfect prospect. My mum and dad went on to make tens of millions of dollars in the network marketing space, became top 100 all-time income earners in this wonderful profession. And the interesting thing is when I was introduced to network marketing, officially, having traveled the world, when I was 18 years old, I said no. My dad sat me in front of the flip chart, the whiteboard, right? He sat me in front of the flip chart, he drew the presentation, and I went, no. This is not for me. My dad was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, you've seen everything. You're the perfect prospect. I said, Dad, it's not perfect for me right now. Okay, and that's the situation. And every 3 months, he followed up with me until 4 years later, I was just about to turn 22 years old, and I had a realization. I was spending so much time on MySpace and Skype. Do you remember those? MySpace and Skype before like Facebook and Instagram. And I was thinking, I'm speaking to all these random people around the world. I'm communicating with people who I went to school with or I met on holiday at times. Maybe there's the potential to build a business on social media and network marketing. So I went downstairs to my dad's office. I was upstairs in my bedroom at the time. I went downstairs and I said to my dad, I'm going to do this network marketing thing. And he said, what's changed? And I said, network marketing can be done on social media. He said, no, we can't. Network marketing is a face-to-face business, a belly-to-belly business. And I said, Dad, my belly is here, there's a screen, and then there's another screen, and there's your belly. It's a belly screen belly business. He goes, no, it's not. Okay. All right, here we go. Go away and go and find me just one success story using social media, and then I'll believe you. And I was like, all right, okay, cool. And I thought, of course there are success stories. It can't have just been me who thought it would be a great idea to build on social media. And I spent 72 hours trying to find webinars, books, resources, seminars, events, success stories, boom, boom, boom. I tried to find everything on social media, like just one success story, because I really wanted to prove my dad wrong. And there was none. Zero. This is in 2009, right? It feels like forever ago, 15 years ago, people weren't doing it on social media. So I went, Dad, listen, here's the bad news. I found no success stories. Look like there's none that are available. And he was kind of smiling at me saying like, hey, do you want to follow people who aren't successful, or do you want to follow people who are successful? And I said, are successful. And I said, Dad, the good news is that I'm going to be the first. And he was like, of course. Like, typical. He's my son. That's my boy. Right? But he was very resistant, and he made me do it the fundamental way before I did the social media way. The fundamental way being, get a piece of paper and a pen, write your list, and invite them like you would invite them, because you already know these people, to the house, and we'll do a presentation after having some chat with 3, 4, 5 people at a time. But I failed miserably that way. And I believe that was the universe saying, you're on the right path. We don't want that to work for you. So we're going to allow you to do the social media way. I'm like, okay, let's do this then. Right? So I started building on social media, started generating leads like crazy. I'm going to show you exactly what I did, because technically what I'm teaching today, I was still doing then, with a couple of changes of different platforms and stuff. And it allowed me to build a team of over 30,000 people, 300,000 customers, all using social media. And then, in fact, 8 years ago, a couple of days ago, it was the 8th of November, so it's 8th of November now, right? 8 years ago on this day, I was sat in an office in Salt Lake City, and I made the decision I am going to go full-time coaching, speaking, and training the network marketing profession, mainly to build on social media. And I'm not going to be tied to any company, so that I don't have any bias and I'm completely neutral. Let's say I'm Switzerland. And it was probably the worst decision I've ever made from a financial standpoint at the time. But internally, I just believed that it was the right thing for me to do with my story, my success, my background, my experience. And I'm very, very, very grateful and very blessed that I got a kick up the backside to make that happen. And I'm here today, all right? So I'm going to talk about a few things today. And by the way, if I've been able to bless you with any coaching up to this moment, I'm so grateful for that. If I've been able to come inside of your company or your team and teach your company, teach your team, again, I'm very, very grateful for that. And my mission is to raise the professionalism of network marketing, but mainly to unite the industry and make it sexy. Like, that's my goal. And when it comes to making it professional, like raising the standards and raising the professionalism, that's by providing skills, strategies, scripts, systems, techniques that allows you to feel like a professional. Uniting the industry is letting you guys understand that we're all inside the same profession, and together we can go super far. But when we're divided, we fall straight away. And the sexy part is, I want people to look at network marketers and go, oof, what a life. The money, the freedom, the people, the family, the community, the clothes they wear, the way they speak, the way they walk, they have a solution to every problem, their positive energy. That's my goal, those three things. The professionalism, to unite the industry, and to make it sexy. Okay? So, here's what we're going to do. The first part of today is I want to talk about some of the absolute social media fundamentals. And then the second part, we're going to talk about like actually setting up your profiles. Okay? And then that will be it for day one. And then day two, we go into like content creation, with picking your path, whether you want to go into sales or team or build a brand, and then the different types of content. And then day 3, we go like how to actually leverage everything that you're doing to make money, right? Cashola, or team members, business partners, sales, whatever it might be, okay? So let's do it. So let's first and foremost talk about why you should use social media. And for me, I think I can best explain it by drawing 2 circles on the board. Now, I've been out the game for a while, right? I don't draw circles like you guys can every single day, showing the compensation plan, right? You guys, it's a great sign. If you're active, you can draw phenomenal circles. So don't judge. It's also on a vertical board, right? It's not going to be. I mean, that's one of the greatest circles I've ever drawn on a vertical board in my entire life. I impress myself, right? And then, okay, that kind of made up for it. This is not to scale. All right. So this is online, and this is offline. Okay? Online meaning online on the internet, on social media. Offline means like away from the internet, so in person, person to person, belly to belly, face to face, right? Now, online can be very, very fast. When you start understanding the basics, when you start singing the same song, when you start getting in a flow, I always say that in order to grow, you've got to find your flow. Right? And when you find your flow, I'm going to help you through the next 3 days. When you find your flow, you can grow very, very fast. You can generate leads very quickly. You can generate sales very quickly. You can sign up more people than most people. Because if I go to my dad and say, hey dad, in the 90s and in the noughties, what was like a top recruiter? How many people would they recruit in a month? And he would say, hey, if someone recruited 10 people in a month, they would be on stage at the company convention sharing how they did that. And I was like, really? So what if I told you that I knew people who were recruiting 200 or 300 or 400 people every single month? He said, it's not possible. I said, no, I'll literally get them on the phone and you can speak to them. They're like, really? That's possible? I said, yes. Social media is very fast. However, it can also be very weak. Now, I don't want you to go like, huh? I thought all this was all about social media being the best thing ever. It can be weak because if you don't build that face-to-face connection, it can fall apart very, very quickly. This is like meeting your future wife or your current girlfriend or boyfriend on Tinder or Match.com, texting back and forth, and then when he says, hey, do you want to meet up for real and go to the restaurant and go for a date? And she goes, nah, I'm happy just texting. The relationship doesn't progress, okay? Now, when it comes to offline can be slow, super slow. You're doing 1 presentation a week, I'm doing 1 presentation every hour. You're doing 1 face-to-face call, coffee shop meeting a month, I can arrange 5 in a day, right? It's much quicker online, but it's much slower offline. However, offline can tend to be a lot more stronger because you have that connection, you have that bond, you have that relationship. So the key here is to find the sweet spot. It's how can we combine the both? And in my opinion, this is why social media is super important for 2 things: lead generation and communication. Right? Lead generation, lead gen, and communication. This is what it's fantastic at. Because you can generate leads very, very quickly on social media, and you can communicate with a lot of people very, very, very quickly. Offline, very difficult. However, offline, events. Now, if I had you guys, the 386 of you who are watching right now on the live, and then the lots of you guys who are watching in person, on the replay, if we were all underneath the same roof, in the same room for 3 days, you would leave having made a huge decision to change your life. Online, it's a little bit different. There's less commitment online. So we have to be able to combine the two. So online is fast and weak. It's very good for lead generation and communication. That's why it's so important, because that's what network marketing is all about at the moment. And then offline is slower, but it is strong. So we need to understand that. And we do that by getting people to events. So let me tell you how I used to do it. Let me tell you how I used to do it when I was in the field, and what still works today, although a lot of people aren't prepared to do it. So what I would do, I kept it very, very, very simple. And it's more complicated now because there's lots of different ways to build the business. But what I was doing is I was literally finding people on MySpace, on Skype, and on Facebook, and a little bit on LinkedIn in the very, very early days. And I was literally saying to them, hey, Mary, hey, and if the name wasn't Mary, I wasn't calling them Mary, let's just make that clear. But I was going, hey, Mary, I'm looking for people in the area who want to make money online. Would you be open for me to share my game-changing system with you? And some people would say no, some people will ignore me, some people would say yes. And the people who said yes, I would arrange a Skype call. Remember Skype before Zoom, right? I would arrange a Skype call, and I would literally for 5-10 minutes explain to them, this is what you do. You find people, and I'll show you exactly how. You ask them one of these 3 questions, and then you show them a video like the one I'm about to share with you. It's super, super, super simple. And don't worry if you're not technical. I am. I'll show you how it works. And by doing that, it allowed me to use the online for lead generation and also the communication. But then when I did get a team member, and I was being very strategic in the locations, I was able to get them into in-person events. I met them for the first time, and I'd be sat in a room with 3 or 4 people to my left, 3 or 4 people to my right, thinking, how the heck am I at this event with 6, 7, 8 complete strangers who I met a week ago, who were all on the edge of their seat thinking, this is going to change my life. I didn't overcomplicate things. I didn't worry too much about content creation at that stage. I just wanted to generate conversations and then ask them some questions to see if they'd be interested, and then eventually get in front of them face to face, person to person. So that's the first reason why social media is necessary in network marketing. It's going to create speed. It's going to create energy. Hey, there's a reason why in the 90s and the noughties and even in the 10s, people weren't making $1 million a year. Or if there was, it was like, you make $1 million a year? Like, really? Are you real? And now there's a lot. Almost every company has a bunch of $1 million a year income earners. And the only difference it's been is social media. Social media is allowing you to be on a plane to get the destination when everyone who's doing it offline is having to walk, right? It's interesting how it's all kind of developed and how it is. All right. So one of the second reasons for building on social media is you can build international if you want very, very quickly. Okay. A third reason is introverts. Who are my introverts out there? Introverts are able to crush it in network marketing now. Whereas before it was like an extrovert's world. You had to be this super confident, outgoing person who would walk around the streets and bump into people and be like, hey, how are you? I'm amazing too. Thanks for asking. If I was any better, I'd be on fire, right? It just took a certain amount of personality or a certain type of personality to win. But now it's made. It's made for introverts, hiding behind a keyboard, typing away, voice messaging away, being behind a screen. And I think there's lots of different reasons, but the last main one that I'll mention is that people are looking to make money online. Like if I was to get 100 people and I was to say, I am a network marketer, loud and proud, I'm a network marketer and I can help you make money in network marketing. 20, 25 people maybe would be like, ooh, tell me more. But if I say, I help people make money online using a super simple system, I want to help you, 75, 80 will go, I want more. So it's allowed us to position network marketing in a way that's sexy. And this is what you're finding now is that when I used to go to events when I was a kid, the average age in the room was anywhere from 45-ish all the way up to like 75, maybe even 85. So the average age was like 50 plus. Now, I was in an event in Budapest and the average age was like 24. And these guys are hungry. These guys are fast. These guys are full of energy. It's wild. So it's attracting the new wave of people. And people say to me, oh, Fraser, but network marketing's saturated. Oh, no. Because every year that goes by, there's a new group of 18-year-olds. And every year that goes by, there's another group of 18-year-olds. And your residual income is coming from the 18 to 25-year-olds who are joining. Because when you want to stop building the business and have that residual income, it's the 18 to 25-year-olds today that are going to be 35, 40 when you retire that are going to keep your income alive. So it's so important for those of you who maybe watch this thinking, oh no, social media is dead, I just want to see what he's talking about so my team aren't getting brainwashed to understanding. That's the reality. The reality is your residual income is coming from people who are on TikTok right now, Instagram stories right now, Facebook Lives. That's where it's at. Okay, so that's the first point that I wanted to mention to you guys, all about the online versus offline.